Hi, everyone. It's Pastor Dan with uplifting thoughts for today. Have you ever used one of these? It's one of those instant thermometers. You just have to do it and it comes up. And sure enough, 97.5. They used one of these as I walked into the courthouse the other day to pay my taxes. They're a whole lot easier than that old thermometer, with the mercury that you had to shake down and stick under your tongue and hold it there for a while before you could check on it. Checking temperatures is one of the many tools used in healthcare, and checking our healthcare is important during a pandemic, but so is checking on our relationships. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, especially during these challenging times. Staying in touch with one another can be a real challenge. So, one way that helps relationships is to see them as friendships. And checking on your friends is also very important during a pandemic. The Apostle Paul is contacting his friends. Philippians chapter 4. We Southerners would be so proud of Paul. Our mamas taught us well the art and importance of sending a good handwritten thank you note, even when we may not feel like it. So, from his dire circumstances in a dark, damp prison cell, Paul wrote a good old fashioned thank you note full of joy, thanksgiving, and hope. It turns out these church friends of Paul had sent one of their parishioners a long way to visit him in prison and to deliver a gift from the congregation. But there's more. The information also brought news of a disagreement between two within the church. So, what originally began as a simple thank you note from Paul to the church at Philippi instead turned into a teaching moment on how to be friends, even in difficult times. Paul's encouraging a kind of deep group friendship rooted in Christ within a faith community, a church group. Listen to Philippians chapter 4, verses 1 through 3. Paul says, "For this reason, brothers and sisters, my joy and crown, whom I dearly love, I cannot wait to see you again. Continue to stand firm in the Lord and follow my instructions in this letter, beloved." Then he names two people. I can't say the names. "I urge you," he says, "to put aside your differences, to agree and work together in the Lord." Yes, and then he calls on a loyal friend. "I enlist you. Please help these two." They, along with a brother and many others, have worked by my side to spread the good news of the gospel. They have their names recorded in the book of life. Important words from Paul. Here it was, this kind of deep group friendship rooted in Christ, that Paul was encouraging in this passage. He gives good advice on how relationships in a church should be friendships, even when temperatures are high. He says, think of our brothers and sisters in Christ as friends. Affirm them in love, for we are united together in Christ. And help friends through conflict with one another. Be mediators. Be loyal to each other, even in times of struggle. And finally, he says, rejoice in the Lord and take our prayers to God. Then he says, Philippians 4, verse 4, most of all, friends, always rejoice in the Lord. I never tire of saying this. Rejoice. Keep your gentle nature so that all people know what it looks like to walk in Christ's footsteps. The Lord is ever present with us. So practice forbearance, gentleness. Mediate with one another in a true, honorable, and worthy way. Share peace of Christ with each other. Keep on keeping on in the work of Christ as friends. It's how we're connected in Christ that leads to deeper friendships. Not a one-way street. It's a give and take from both sides, a mutual caring and loving what Paul calls forbearance, putting up with one another and forgiving each other. There are times in our friendships that we will simply have to tolerate one another with all the gentleness and grace that only comes from the help of God. As we hold on to one another and we hold each other accountable, we'll also hold one another close. Someone told me not long ago they never realized how many friends they had in their Sunday school class until COVID-19. Classes were canceled and they missed their friends. So, like healthcare, taking care of friends is hard work, but oh so necessary. Reach out to others. Hey, thanks for listening, my friend. Have a great day.